Hello everyone, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate. Thank you so much to all my subscribers for always coming back. So guys, in today's video, we are going to be looking at some very important points, some things that make men lose interest. A lot of you have been asking me this question. I don't know why my man is behaving this way. I don't know why he has changed his character. So in this video, we are going to be looking at some things that make men to lose interest very easily. So stay tuned because the last point is very important. You need to take note of this point. So the first point is when you try to impress them, don't try to impress him. Be yourself. Don't laugh at everything he says just because you want to impress him. This is very important, guys. When you're with a man or with your man, try to be yourself. Don't act abnormally. Don't try to impress him in any way. Just be yourself. Because when you try to impress him, you will do things that are not genuine and he will gradually lose interest in you. Another point that makes men to lose interest very easily is when a guy discovers that you do not have a life. As a lady, have something that you are passionate about. Have something that you like doing, something that keeps you going. When a man realizes that you have a life with or without him, he values you more. Make him know that you can give up anything to achieve your dreams, and you see how his interest in you will grow. You should not make a man to believe that without him, you don't have a life. Make him to know that without him, you can still live happily and he will stick with you. Also, another point is when you invest all your time and energy in them. When you text or call a man often, he loses interest in you. Allow men to do the calling and texting most of the time. Sometimes we lose the men we love so much by trying to show them how much we care and love them. So if you are watching this video now, you are lucky. Never let a man know the extent to which you love him. If you are dating a man and he starts to show less interest, reciprocate it and show him too that you are ready to end the relationship. If you start begging him to come and see you, it will not work because you are now the one chasing him. I know sometimes it is difficult to ignore him when you are already in love with him. But girl, for your own emotional and mental health, once a man starts to back off, try as much as possible not to start chasing him around. If you text him 2 times and he does not reply back, then back off. I had a friend who was so much in love with a man. She was the one texting and calling him all the time. Then one day, the guy called and warned her never to call his line again, or else he will block her. He insulted her and said things like, "Are you possessed? Why can't you allow my phone to rest? Don't even call this number again." This is to tell you that men do not like when women chase them. A man cannot fall deeply in love with you when you are the one chasing him. This point is very important, guys. If you want your man not to lose interest in you, then you need to be very careful the way you react when he tries to back off or when he behaves in a type. If your man tries to back off from the relationship or is trying you see this man is showing less interest, then do the same. Show him that you also have interest for other things, that your life does not depend on this relationship. When you show it to him, when you make him to realize that you have a life, you have something that you can do better than being in this relationship, he will come back. He will realize what he has been doing and he will come back to you. And this time around, the love will be so deep. He will be deeply in love with you because he has realized what he might have lost. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is when you are not the kind of person he thought you were. You can't know someone unless you are close to them. A man loses interest when he finds something that he did not expect. It could be your attitude or your family history. Nowadays, a lot of men don't love like that. They want women from good homes. So don't be surprised if, as your relationship start to grow, as you start to know each other more, you realize that your man has started behaving a type. Know that there is something about you that he has discovered that he doesn't like. It can be your family history or just your family background. So don't force it. If you realize that he's trying to back off or he's trying to end the relationship, don't force him. It might be because you are not his type. He has realized that there is something about you that he doesn't like. He has realized that there is something about your family background that he does not like. So ladies, just be careful. Don't chase men. If you continue to chase a man that does not have interest in you, you will lose it. It is very difficult for you to convince a man to stay with you if he doesn't want to stay. So don't just waste your time trying to convince him. Allow him to go. This other point is very important because sometimes when a man tends to lose interest in us, we are like blame. We try to say maybe it's because I didn't do this right, maybe it's because I have done this, maybe because I didn't do this. No, most of the time the issue is not with you. You need to take this point very serious. Sometimes you need to know that sometimes when a man starts to lose interest in you, you are not always the cause. You are not always the problem. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is when he starts listening to advice from friends and family. You see, when you start to listen to advice from friends and family, it can make him to lose interest due to the things that they are saying to him. So the issue here is not you. So don't stress yourself thinking, what have I done? What have I done that this man has started losing so much interest in me? Sometimes the fault is not from you. If your man cannot make his own decisions, then family and friends can easily influence him. So don't date a man that is unable to make personal decisions. I had a friend whose boyfriend broke up with her just because his best friend didn't like her. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is when he is dating two girls at the same time. So you see, the issue might not be coming from you. It might be the guy. So don't always stress yourself. If your man starts losing interest in you, he may be dating another girl that is much better than you. So there are a lot of reasons. You are not always the cause. And in situations where the fault is not coming from you, don't force him. Just give him the same energy he gives you and concentrate on loving and taking good care of yourself. If you are financially stable, this is the time you can go for your dream vacation and relax. This is why it is very important for you to have your own source of income. Don't depend on any man for your financial needs, so that in situations like this, you can take yourself to a place where you can relax and have a good time, because the fault is not always from you. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is when he realizes that you are a liability and not an asset. A lot of women do not know this. When you start asking money from your man to buy little things, he values you less. He sees you as a liability. If you want your man to treat you right, don't rely on him. Have your own money so that when you need something, you can buy it. You don't need to run to your man every time you need something. So this is one of the reasons why some men easily lose interest, when you become a liability to them. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is when you are not his dream woman. He is just with you for the meantime. Deep inside, he knows you are not the right woman for him. He is just managing you. So don't allow this to happen to you. Once you realize that your man does not love you again, don't force him. It is for your own advantage. When a man starts to lose interest in you, leave him, because you will surely find someone who is far better than him. In every situation, there is always an advantage. Another point that can make a man to easily lose interest in you is when you give a lot of excuses. Create time to visit him. When you claim to be busy all the time, he can easily lose interest in you. Spending time with your man is very important because it gives you time to know each other. I had a friend who was always giving excuses, and gradually, that is how the relationship ended. I know sometimes we are very busy. For example, we have assignments to do, we need to cook, we need to do this and that. No matter how busy you are, create time to meet with your boyfriend or your man so that you guys can have this heart-to-heart conversation, so that you guys can express your love for each other. It is very important for you to create time to meet with your man because that is how you create some memories. If you don't meet with your man, how will you build that relationship? So once in a while, no matter how busy you are, create some time to go and visit your man so that you guys can create good memories together. This is very, very important. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is just natural. Sometimes it's just natural for people to start to lose interest. So guys, you need to take this into consideration. Some relationships are not meant to be, so they just had to end. It is natural that when you spend time with someone, you can just start to lose interest in them, especially when the two of you do not have another life out of the relationship. That is why people always say marriage is a commitment. You just have to make the decision to be committed because feelings and emotions don't last long. That is why it is always good to go out once in a while as a couple and spend some quality time together, because both men and women can lose interest when the excitement period is over. Another point that can make a man to lose interest in you is when he is going through a rough time. It might be because he just recently lost his job, or someone close to him is sick, or his parents might be going through some problems that are distracting him. So sometimes it is always good to find out why the sudden change of attitude. However, if you discover that there is nothing serious, give him the same energy. If you have watched this video to this point, wow, that means you are so lucky to know all the points in this video, because all the points are very, very important. Thank you so much for clicking this video, and I also wish you should share this video to your friends and family because this video might be helpful to them. Sometimes we blame ourselves when something is going wrong without knowing that most often in our relationship we are not always the cause. Sometimes some relationship just need to end. It's just natural. So thank you so much guys for watching this video till now. See you in the next video.